You're 3 months old. You can't talk, sit up, or hold up your own head. But put two faces in front of you, and you'll stare longer at the beautiful one, every single time. And you're not alone in this. If even one of your ancestors had chosen differently, just once, the world might look very different today. This isn't a random preference. It's a system, hardwired, strange, and somehow completely obvious at the same time. So why? Why are we, even as infants, drawn to beauty? By the end of this, you'll see beauty as more than just a matter of looks. It's an evolutionary strategy, and honestly, it's equal parts fascinating and a little embarrassing. Let's get into it. Let's start with the obvious question nobody actually asks. Why does beauty even matter? Because, like it or not, beauty is a currency. It's a signal, honed over millennia, that tells us who might make a good partner, who might be a good ally, and quietly, who might be a threat. The leading theory here comes from Charles Darwin and his idea of sexual selection. It's a strategy where certain traits get exaggerated, not because they help you survive, but because they attract mates. Think of the peacock's tail. It's not practical, it's extravagant, but it clearly works. And here's the thing, humans, in our own way, have been doing the same dance. But what exactly is beauty, and why do we all seem to agree on it? It turns out there's a kind of universal face, a set of features that cultures all over the world find attractive. Symmetry is a big one. Studies show that people with more symmetrical faces are often considered more attractive. But why symmetry? Because it signals health. It's like a billboard for genetic stability. Then there's the golden ratio. This old mathematical ratio, roughly 1.618, is believed to be pleasing to look at, and you find it all over the human body. Faces that line up more closely with this ratio get seen as more beautiful. Now let's bring this down to earth, to something personal. When you look at a beautiful face, your brain lights up the same way it does for food or money. It's a hit of dopamine, a little chemical reward just for looking. This isn't some shallow aesthetic whim. Evolution built your brain to feel pleasure when you see beauty, because that pleasure pushes you to seek it out. It makes sure you pay attention. And get this. Studies have shown that even newborns, who haven't yet learned about social norms or cultural definitions, show a preference for faces adults consider attractive. So much for beauty being something we learn. It's deeper than that, hardwired, and it keeps paying off long before we even realize it. But it gets stranger, because while there's a common thread in what we find beautiful, culture layers its own preferences on top. Ever notice how beauty standards change over time, even inside the same society? Throughout history, different body types, skin tones, and facial features have drifted in and out of fashion. In the Renaissance, voluptuous figures were the ideal. Fast forward to the 1920s, and suddenly boyish bodies were all the rage. Beauty is both universal and local. It shifts as our values and social norms shift, and sometimes it gets downright weird. Here's where it hits home, the beauty bias. In the world we live in, being seen as attractive can mean better job prospects, more social success, even a lighter sentence in court. It's called the beauty premium, and it's backed by data. A study led by Daniel Hammermesh found that people perceived as beautiful earn an average of 12 to 14% more than those deemed less attractive. Sit with that for a second. Beauty isn't just skin deep, it's a socio-economic lever, and you can't opt out. And yet, even though beauty seems to run the world, you still have a choice. Nobody sensible is saying we shouldn't care about appearance at all. But once you recognize that beauty is a currency, that gives you a kind of power. It can free you from the never-ending chase for physical perfection. It can make you notice the biases in your own mind and in society. So here's the twist. Beauty is part of your evolutionary legacy, a gift and a tool, yes, but it doesn't have to be your destiny. You've come a long way from that 3-month-old staring at faces. Beauty, it turns out, is a lot more than skin deep. It's a signal, a strategy, a social tool, and sometimes a trap. But in the end, it's yours to define. And in a world obsessed with it, maybe the most radical thing you can do is treat it as just one piece of a very big puzzle. Picture that infant, older now, looking in the mirror. The face looking back? It's ancient and brand new at the same time. And maybe, just maybe, they finally understand what makes it truly beautiful.